For this video review, let us take a look at Action Force Valaverse. This is the Security Enforcement Gear Pack. For every Action Force Valaverse gear set, you're going to get a diagram of the specific items in your gear set. So let's take a look at the individual components of the security gear set or gear pack or whatever you want to call it. So let's start with the biggest item, which is going to be the vest. So just if you're familiar with the Delta gear set, so this is just a different variant of the Delta gear set. So this is colored in gray and black. So the knife, the blade is black. So that is the details on the blade. So we have the individual first aid kit pouch mounted on the front of the vest, the receiver or the push-to-talk system of the radio, multi-band radio. The antenna is in a separate bag. We have a hole for the backpack and the connection point of the vest. So let's move to the next item, which is the pistol belt. So we have the Kydex holster for the FN509 tactical. We have the pistol magazine pouch or caddy. We have the multi-tool. This time it is colored in black, and the flashlight, and there is a dagger. Next item is going to be the rifle ammunition pouches or caddies. So left thigh mounted, and we have two magazines for the rifle. Next is going to be the scarf. So this is, I think, the item that is weakest in the bunch, but at least we have a scarf that is included, and it's not as big as the one that is included by G.I. Joe Classified series. So this is something that is quite workable. Does not interfere much with the action figure or covers much of the action figure. So let's take a look at the HNK G36, just in different coloration. So this has been offered by Action Force Valaverse in different colors. So my favorite color for a rifle is going to be flat dark earth, but I also like this combination, the olive green and black. So whether it's going to be an M4 on an AR-15 or a HNK G36. FN509 tactical. So this pistol, that's the details, same color as the rifle. So combination of black and olive green. And we have the bump ballistic helmet. So connected when you take it out of packaging. The ear covers, ballistic ear covers, are already connected, and if you don't wish to use these ear covers, you have the option for the communication device things. So just swap it out, just easy. So take it out that way and swap in the pieces for the communication device or the radio. So we have the mic, and the other side is just going to be an earpiece. And connection of the last item for the bump helmet is going to be, of course, the night vision optics. But the color of the goggles is going to be black instead of that most traditional thing that we get with Action Force Valaverse, which is red. So same thing, plugs to the front that way. So that is how it looks, and you could also put it up this way. And let's go to the final bag, which is going to be the muzzle devices or firing devices. So for pistol and the rifle. And the last item in this bag, which I'm not going to take out anymore, is going to be the antenna. So as you could see, it's behind the muzzle device. There you go. So this is how the security gear set looks with a Garrison Cavalry Action Force Valaverse figure. So let's do a quick 360 of the figure and the gear set. So with whatever Action Force Valaverse figure that you fancy or you already have in your collection, it's going to be a nice fit or nice perfect fit, because Action Force Valaverse, all of their gear set are tailored towards, of course, their action figure line. But with regards to a different action figure line like G.I. Joe Classified Series, now you're going to have variation between action figures because of the dimensions or the anatomical proportions of the body of the action figure. So sometimes they are not a good fit for the figure that you have in mind. So we have the Delta Gear set, which is just a variant of this security gear set. So the pouch, the individual first aid kit is going to be chest mounted, while the ammunition pouches are going to be on this action figure, it's going to be thigh mounted. So that's just the little difference. And the inclusion of a scarf, a black scarf, which the Delta Gear set won't have. Okay, so the thing that I was mentioning earlier with regards to fitting, take a look at the pistol belt. So when you take this figure apart to fit all of the gear set onto the figure, it's going to be a really proper fit. But with regards to a G.I. Joe Classified Series, just for example, the Sergeant Stalker figure, so I have to cut off the belt because the diameter of the waistline is different between these two action figures. So I have to cut the belt and glue it further onto the holster area, so it's going to fit the waistline of this Sergeant Stalker action figure. So as you could see, the pistol magazine caddies are more situated towards the center line of the figure, almost near the center line of the figure, because I have to move the belt. But with regards to Action Force Valaverse figure, so we have the Cobra belt that is center line with the other belt that this action figure has underneath. So that is center line, and the magazine caddies are nicely located on the left side. So that is just the little drawback that you're going to encounter just in case you're going to order Action Force Valaverse stuff for G.I. Joe Classified Series line. But it's just going to be a small thing, little adjustments that you could do to have a nice playable action figure. But there is also one thing that I just noticed, and it has also come into mind that yep, the smallest weapon ever on a Action Force Valaverse weapon set is going to be this G36. Just somehow a little bit small for this action figure. So let's change weapon systems. Okay, so a much better weapon for these action figures compared to the G36. Some looks like a pistol caliber carbine. So this is a more robust design for a fighting rifle. Okay, so what other changes could we possibly do to this action figure? So we took out the knife and the magazine pouch on the front of the vest. So this is how the front of the vest would look without those two things or two items. So I'm going to fill up those spaces with putty or cement putty, and it's going to cure in about 30 to 45 minutes. And I'm going to smoothen out these areas So I could put 2 mag caddies on the front. So that's going to be a total of 4 magazines on the front of the vest. So much more like your traditional loadout, wherein you have all of your magazines on the front, and we're going to change this caddy with another one. So I prefer a medical kit or an individual first aid kit on this side. And as for the knife, I'm going to figure out the right placement or the most convenient placement in this area, or possibly on the side of the vest or on the back, or totally not put it on because we already have a knife on this side. But it's still a toy. We want to have a knife, a complete system as much as possible. So let's do it. Okay, so final look for this security contractor figure. So 4 magazine caddies and 4 flat dark earth colored magazines for the rifle. So that is how it looks, and it's as streamlined as possible. And the other thing that I added to the battle belt is a different knife. So the knife that came with the figure, this is going to go to another action figure, so in a later build. So they're going to be spare stuff. So somehow this new knife fits that belt really well. So still an Action Force Valaverse item. And the last thing is the transfer of the individual first aid kit to a thigh mount option. So that is also a spare Action Force Valaverse stuff that I have around. So in case of figure builds like this, wherein I want to play with an action figure and really put on stuff, so I have those items on board. So this ends my review of the Security Enforcement Gear Pack from Action Force Valaverse. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.